So in this video, I'm going to explain to you why you need to use Riverside FM if you want to record online and why you have to pay for it. You can use Zoom, however, Zoom is going to cut down your quality of recording, whether it's for audio and video as well. So it's not the best choice. And trust me, all my clients who start using Zoom because it's more convenient switched to Riverside at some point, and they have incredible jump up for the quality. You have also free version on Riverside FM. However, it's going to be a little bit limited. 5 hours of separate tracks and full suite of editing tools. However, there are some tools missing. So I would suggest to go full pro for $25 a month. And this is the reason. I mean, you can also get standard, of course. Because it's going to remove your watermark and so on. However, why do I recommend Pro? And by the way, if you use code Nicole15, you're going to get 15% off Riverside. So go and use that code, okay? If you use Pro, you get 15 hours of separate tracks every month, right? That's great. And by the way, you can always subscribe. And then basically, if you don't use Riverside for the next 3 months because you recorded enough episodes, or for the next 2 months, you can always cancel the membership, right? Like, it's monthly. So you can always cancel and then go back. So everything in Standard Plus, Magic Audio, I'm going to show you how it works. It just basically makes your audio even better in case you have any kind of background noise. Magic Clips, this is unique selling point, okay? Plus the actual creation of your podcast and editing of your podcast with one click. Magic Clips with extra controls, meaning you can edit those as well. So essentially the AI tool will create your social media teasers from the episode. More on this on the separate video. AI transcriptions, great for captions, obviously subtitles. You can use a teleprompter for host feature during the recording, super great. And you have also AI show notes, which are really, really good. So this is why Pro is definitely something you want to go for if you want to. So the thing is, you pay because it will save you a lot of time. That's the bottom line. Trust me. This is why you pay for it. It's not for nothing. It's because you can literally edit your podcast with one click and create social media teasers and have the transcription, all show notes, everything done, and captions, of course, for accessibility. So let's have a look at how to actually start. So you sign up and then you can create your own studio for recording. You can have multiple ones, but you can also have made one. I only have one studio, for example. This is where you invite your guest into your podcast. And for transcription, because everything is transcribed, text-based editing and captions, you choose the language, and then you can schedule a recording if you want to. You don't have to, really. So then you create your studio, and if you go in it, you're going to see the basic layout. So before you actually join, you need to set your camera, just like on Zoom. Select the camera input, audio input, and output, of course. Very easy controls. And then you just need to have your name ready. And by the way, notice that it's going to go into 720, which is HD, not full HD quality, just because my camera, I'm using now my webcam, is not capable of recording in 4K. So you have the option 4K, but it's not always going to go there. Am I using headphones or not? This is good for echo cancellation. So I select this option, join the studio. This looks familiar. It's almost like Zoom, honestly. Amazing feature, which is new as well, live streaming from your studio. You can literally live stream your podcast and share a link with your audience. Then you can invite people, of course, so they can be your audience. So they will obviously not on the recording, but they will be in the chat. They can be producer, again, invisible, and then they can be a guest. So they will be recorded in your podcast. Amazing feature, okay? Because you want your audience, right, to be in the chat so you can take questions. You can just copy the link or invite people by email. And then at the bottom, you have basic controls, record, share your screen. The teleprompter, as mentioned, essentially goes through your face in half opacity, so you can read and still look into the webcam. Fantastic feature, because you want to read your intro, that's the bottom line of that. Okay, so let's have a look at the controls on the right. So of course I can change the name, noise reduction immediately on. You can also turn it off. And in low data mode, you have some tips there. You can control volume of people if they are too loud. So if they are too quiet, I'd rather have it slightly more quiet than too loud. So if it goes to red, you need to take it down. And then echo cancellation, as mentioned. Okay, here you're going to see the chat. And then, of course, these are brilliant new features. So you can add your logo and the layout of your choice. And the best part is I'm gonna go for black and yellow as my logo, of course. But the best feature of that is actually adding your own text, which you can fully customize as well. So you can basically click on the text and it's gonna show, and then you click again and it's gonna hide, or it's gonna have a countdown of the time, how long it's going to stay. And then you also have sound effects like clapping, drum roll, and so on. It's kind of fun part. But going back to the text, I'll show you it's fully customizable. So you can change what it says. And yeah, it's just so convenient. Like, you literally have that in your recording. So absolutely love it. This is also why you pay for it. Like, come on. So that's it for the recording, and yeah, let's have a look at the actual post-production you can do in Riverside. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to edit in Riverside. So basically you recorded your podcast and then you go to your studio and find that recording. You can also upload your recordings and use Riverside features and text-based editing for editing, but it's not going to be as great as it's going to be only horizontal. But if you don't want to create like social media teasers, that's fine. So you click on the video you want to edit and you record it. And first of all, I'm going to actually show you can share the link. So for example, with your guest, share direct link so they can watch the podcast themselves. But let me just show you what's going to happen after you edit. So you can generate show notes, and this is all AI. So this will be automatically generated for you with a click of a button. I already did it. So what's going to happen is you're going to have the summary of the podcast. I mean, this is all great for the description as well as the search engine optimization. So you're going to see the keywords, takeaways, this is very important, potential titles, fantastic feature, sound bites if you want to have like a social media teaser in terms of a graphic design and so on, and then chapters that I timed. So this is good, they are clickable on Spotify and essentially divides your long episode into topical chapters. And the best AI features are the magic clips and then the magic episode already generated. As you can see, you will see the button if it's not generated. You just click on it and AI will do the rest. Like, genuinely, you don't do anything. So I will go into those a bit later on and show you exactly like what it is and how you can take advantage of that, because essentially it allows you to edit your episode with one click. So also this is why it's paid. This is what I mentioned, like it's incredible with these AI tools. Of course, it also allows you to make any changes as well on top of that. So you can see like my magic clips are generated usually under 1 minute for social media teasers in a vertical format. Fantastic time saver. All the way at the bottom, we have all participants' video and audio or separate. So this is also depending like what you want to do in terms of post-production? Do you want to edit that in Premiere? Do you want separate speakers, highest quality audio, video? Or do you want to take the whole thing and edit it in Riverside? Or you just want to download the whole thing altogether? But if you have any kind of sound issues during the recording, remember to download the highest quality uncompressed raw audio files, and all the issues that you had during the recording in terms of the sound will be gone, right? That's the whole unique selling point of Riverside. So you can download that raw audio and fix any kind of sound issues. Compressed audio is going to be basically like a Zoom, so it's not going to be the best quality. So if you have any issues, raw audio is where you want to go to. And raw video if you want to use the video format as well. So raw audio is going to be WAV file, it's going to be much bigger, and compressed audio is going to be MP3 file. We're going to talk about the export later on as well. And at the bottom you have the transcript, which you can copy or download. So this is ready to go. This is amazing for accessibility, of course. You don't want to exclude anybody from consuming your podcast. Okay, so if we go and actually edit, you can create new edit or saved edits. So depending how many you do, let's go to new edit. And this is all text-based editing. As I said, what it means is you're going to highlight the text, the word, the sentence, whatever. And then you click delete. And when you click delete, it's actually deleted from the actual audio and recording. So you highlight the text, delete it, and that's literally it. Like, that's it. The thing is, when you do that, it adds a really smooth transition between that edit, like a little bit of a pause, a very, very short one. So all the edits like this are very, very smooth. So when you play it back, like it's really sounding super, like I will say supernatural, but like natural. And you can also split manually, like, and then you can reorganize the clips if you want to start with the question that you ask in the middle and so on. Like the whole thing is very user-friendly, and it's all based on text-based editing. It's basically what Premiere Pro also has, and this is going to come later in this video. So magic tools, set pace, this deletes pauses, so based on the length. So essentially, like if you make a lot of pauses and you want to be super fast in terms of like your edit, and of course like you can go up to like cutting out 20 minutes of the recording, but it's going to be like too fast. So it's really depending on what you actually want and how you want your podcast to sound like in the end. Smooth speech and magic audio is not available right now because it doesn't need it for this audio. So if you need like smooth speech and magic audio to improve it, it's not going to be grayed out and you can click on it. So right now it's all good. So we can also change the layout. We have some options on the right side, very similar to the actual recording. So, you know, full screen, halfway, picture in picture, and so on, usual options. And of course, we can add text like in the recording, adding titles, customize them, and so on. If you mention, for example, link for the website or anything like that, you can just add text without any kind of editing software. And of course, the most important thing is captions. So captions are based on the transcript. You can always edit them in from the transcript and then they're going to change in the captions.
And then you can say
captions, again, very important for accessibility. So definitely use that feature. Once you're done, you can export as video or audio. Okay, so normalize audio levels and background noise. These are optional. Normalize audio levels if you're not sure if you're too loud or if you have different speakers talking different volume, you can normalize that audio levels and remove background noise if you have background noise, of course. Then you can go and just export as an audio, so as a WAV file or MP3. Essentially, MP3 is going to be much smaller, more compressed, a little bit less quality, but if you're not hosting with Spotify for podcasters, it could be better because not every host allows it. If you host with Spotify for podcaster, you can also export as Wave HD. That's a full high quality export. So if I go back now, once you're edited everything, you can then generate show notes, of course, based on your current edit. And remember what I said, the really good podcast doesn't need much editing. By the way, there is AI voice on top of that. It's in beta version. It's currently not working, so I cannot show you how it works. But essentially, the bottom line is it's going to recreate your voice if you need to fix something in the recording. So now if I go to Magic Clips and show you how that actually works, again, text-based editing, if you want to delete something from it, you can just highlight the text and delete it. It's showing you the whole recording, so essentially you know where you are in the recording and you can potentially cut something from before or after and place it where you need to for your magic clip.
This guy now, he's got almost 2 million subscribers.
And again, you can also split anywhere you want on the timeline. As you can see, it gives you the captions as well. And if you want to go to grid, you can have the short form for YouTube or 1:1 aspect ratio for Instagram, LinkedIn posts, and so on. And you have the same magic tools available as well. And the same thing, export as MP4, ready for the upload to social media. And let me show you one last thing. So it also renames your magic clip, telling you like what that clip is about. This is fantastic. What you can also do in your main edit is you can upload your intro and outro. So for example, before every episode, if you use the same intro and outro, you can just upload directly to Riverside and it's going to play before your actual podcast starts. And once you upload it, it's going to be in your recordings. So you can just add that like this very, very easily and simply. You can essentially record it in Riverside as well and then just edit if you're located in your recordings. So now I'm going to show you how to edit your podcast in Premiere Pro very, very quickly because the features are kind of overlapping. You upload your episodes into your Premiere Pro. It's going to load it up. Okay, you can just drag it from the files from your folder and drop it into Premiere. What we're going to do, we're going to create the text-based editing transcription, just like in Riverside. So I'm going to go to my text panel. I'm going to drop the recording in the timeline, just drag and drop, and transcribe it in my text panel. So essentially, if you can't see the text panel, go to Window, Enable Text, and then go to Transcript and hit that transcribe button. After this is done, you're going to see the same thing as Riverside, but we have two more fantastic features. Remove filler words, you can remove all of them, and also pauses, right? So this is all automatic. As you can see in the timeline, your video is already edited without those pauses and filler words. So your podcast is shorter and much smoother. And again, every single cut and edit is really, really smooth. And I would also suggest to add hard limiter for your video and right click on it and set it to -6 as a standard for online video for YouTube. If you only do the audio, which you can go up to -3 for the podcast as the audio only as well. And then make sure it sounds loud enough and hitting that -6 peak when you play it. That's kind of the bottom line to make it accessible for all the devices. You can also click on the text, highlight it, and delete it just like in Riverside, and it's going to delete it from the actual audio recording as well.